Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be dissertating and talking about a Scorpio chart or final signature in a natal horoscope. Now, as many of you may know, a chart signature is determined by taking what you have the majority of in terms of the element in your chart and taking what you have the majority of in terms of the quality. If somebody has the majority of their influences in fixed signs and the majority of them in water, then that would equate to a Scorpio final signature. Now, what I look at are the 10 planets and the MC and the ascendant when evaluating this. Now, if someone has a Scorpio chart signature in their natal horoscope, it can give a little flavoring, or just a general, it could give an overall tone or flavor to the person's chart, even if they don't have anything significant in Scorpio in their natal horoscope. Now, if someone has this chart signature, it can give the person, make them a little bit more secretive than otherwise indicated, a little bit more mysterious, perhaps strongly, might have some maybe tendency toward solving mysteries, maybe enamored with them, investigation. This person may be the kind that may research things extensively, likes to figure things out. A little bit of intensity, more intensity to the nature. Scorpio can be intense, as the sign is. This person may even have a little bit more of an interest, perhaps, in supernatural, occult, astrological subjects. And a lot of times somebody has a chart signature and it's not in their sun, moon, or ascendant. It can give, or just in general, can give kind of a subtle kind of flavor or a subtle influence in their chart. If somebody, let's say, if they were to have at least one of between the sun, moon, or ascendant in Scorpio, and then they had their chart or final signature in Scorpio as well, that could give some additional characteristics and attributes associated with that sign and can reinforce those Scorpio tendencies a little bit. Now, if somebody, say, doesn't have anything, let's say somebody in their chart has no influences in Scorpio, no planets in Scorpio, the MC and the ascendant not in Scorpio either, this could give somebody a little Scorpio flavoring that they may not have even been aware or cognizant of before, if they weren't aware of the final or chart signature in the horoscope and what it meant. So this could be, even if somebody has, say, a Leo, say they had a Leo ascendant and Aries sun, and those signs are obviously very gregarious and extroverted, but the Scorpio chart signature can kind of make that person maybe a little bit more reserved. It could be somebody that could be very outgoing in that example, but be maybe very cautious and skeptical regarding things of a personal nature. So those things, it's just kind of, like I said, it's kind of a subtle, I believe, kind of influence, especially if you don't have anything, either anything in Scorpio or nothing of significance in terms of the personal planets or the ascendant or MC in that sign. So it's something to consider when you're evaluating your natal chart. And I don't think that the Scorpio or any chart or final signature is going to supersede or override the sun, moon, or ascendant in someone's natal horoscope, because I see those three things as very strong proponents in the person's chart in terms of their demeanor and their personality characteristics. So I don't think it overrides it, but it can give that little Scorpio type of flavoring to it. So, and as far as another thing, a chart signature can represent what a person is trying or striving to improve upon in themselves in terms of characteristics and qualities. Now, even if somebody were to have a preponderance of planets in Scorpio and or major influences, which may include the ascendant or midheaven as well, they may still feel that there is this need to improve upon things associated with Scorpio, such as perhaps intensity in purpose and maybe being able to have a little more control over things, perhaps being more resilient, being able to bounce back from adversity better, showing being a little bit more private, more secretive regarding things, more passionate. So there's certain things with this Scorpio where somebody has this chart signature and they have it even in addition to a plethora of Scorpio energy already in their chart. They may still look for improvement in this. And if somebody doesn't have anything in Scorpio or no major influences in it, then this could be something that they're really trying to improve upon, and it may be the qualities they really may not necessarily have in their at the same time they are trying to work on these and to try to augment or improve those particular attributes or traits that are associated with the sign of Scorpio. So this is something to consider in a chart, and I do see the chart signature is important, but as I stated before, I don't see it as important as those three major proponents that I talked about before, the sun, moon, or ascendant. So this is something obviously to consider in one's horoscope, and I find the chart signature to be something interesting, especially if somebody has a chart signature in their natal chart, which is possible to have and not have, say, any major influences in that sign. Somebody could have a majority of their influences in water signs. Say somebody could have a number of them in Cancer and Pisces, and somebody can have a number of influences in fixed signs but not have Scorpio in any of them. So that would equate to a final signature in Scorpio, even though the person may not have anything in Scorpio in their natal horoscope as far as the 10 planets, ascendant, or MC. Well, anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for Scorpio chart signature. Now, stay tuned next time, where I'll be dissertating and talking about a Sagittarius chart signature in a natal horoscope. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because a person astrologically is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.